1. Get into something. Hey there, folks! Today, I want to talk to you about the expression get into something. It's a great way to describe when you start developing an interest or enthusiasm for a particular activity, hobby, topic, or form of entertainment. You're basically becoming more involved and finding it enjoyable. For example, ever since I watched that documentary about space exploration, I've really started to get into astronomy and read books about the cosmos. 2. Face it. Let's dive into the phrase face it. This one is used to encourage acknowledgement or acceptance of a challenging reality or situation, even if it might be uncomfortable. It's like a friendly nudge to confront the truth. For instance, face it, you've been procrastinating for weeks, and now the deadline is approaching fast. 3. Jump in with both feet. We're talking about the idiom jump in with both feet. This means fully committing or immersing yourself in something new without hesitation. It's all about being bold and enthusiastic. For example, when she decided to start her own business, she didn't hesitate. She jumped in with both feet and worked tirelessly to make it a success. 4. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. It's used to express that you had a premonition or a strong intuition about something that turned out to be correct. It's like trusting your gut. For instance, I had a feeling that it would rain today, so I brought my umbrella with me, and look, it's pouring outside now. 5. Flipping. Flipping. In finance, it means buying an asset to sell it quickly for a profit. But it can be used more broadly, like yard sale flipping, which involves buying items at yard sales and reselling them for profit. For example, I've been into flipping vintage furniture lately. I find old pieces at thrift stores, fix them up, and sell them for a higher price. 6. Set aside. Now, let's explore our final term for today. The phrase set aside. This means to keep or save something for a particular purpose, like money for a vacation or time for cleaning the garage. It's all about reserving resources or time for a specific goal. For example, I need to set aside some money from my paycheck for my upcoming vacation. Now that we've covered these phrases and terms, let's continue with the main content of today's Power English.
Everyone, I'm Kristen Joe.
I am Cameron Word.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well.
How are you holding up?
Before the show, I had quite a bit of sugar. So it's one of those things, I think I'm at the age now that my happiness is completely based on
Food.
how much sugar is in my blood.
So what did you have first thing in the morning?
So first thing in the morning, I always have rice and eggs in the morning.
Okay.
But then after that, I had some chocolate.
Oh, chocolate for breakfast.
And then you brought some cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, some
and
pastries.
Some pastries. So now I have more sugar in my system.
I know it. So we're going to finish everything before you crash.
Right. Right now I'm happy as a clam.
He's like jumping up and down. But soon you're going to have that sugar crash.
It always comes.
And then we're going to finish Power English. Okay. All right. We've got our last dialogue, yard sale flipping. And the subtitle is, It's Fun Searching for Treasures.
Yes.
Sure. Especially, I've never really found any treasures. Have you?
Any treasures? No.
No.
I mean, just the things in my couch.
You're right.
You know, when you find,
$20 bill.
there's a $20 bill in my couch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's your money originally. Okay. All right. Well, here are the expressions that we're going to cover today. Get into something means what?
Means you become interested in something.
Right.
Often passionately interested.
Right. To really get into it. And face it.
Face it means to admit a truth. You're looking at the truth and you're not denying it.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're telling the other person, wake up.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the truth. Okay. Jump in with both feet.
It's when you start something without hesitation or with a lot of enthusiasm.
Oh, very good. All right, let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
I know this might not surprise you, but I'm ready to do what you do.
I had a feeling that you would get into yard sale flipping after following me around.
Let's face it. It's a lot of fun searching for treasures.
If you're ready to jump in with both feet, you need to open a few online auction accounts and set aside some cash.
This is exciting. Will you help me set everything up tonight?
Sure. Come over after work.
Okay, Brandy says, I know this might not surprise you, but I'm ready to do what you do. Okay, so Brandy is saying, hey, I've shown a lot of interest in this. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I want to do what you do. Okay? And Ken says, I had a feeling that you would get into yard sale flipping after following me around. Our pattern today is, I had a feeling.
Yeah. I had a feeling.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a song. Yeah. What is if you have a feeling or
Yeah, if you have a feeling, it means I thought so. You know, whenever you think something is going to happen, but you don't know for sure. You don't know 100% that it's going to happen, but you're like,
yeah, like kind of intuition.
Yeah.
A little bit. A kind of sixth sense.
Yeah.
If you have a feeling, it just means that
you're sensing something.
You're sensing something that hasn't been done yet. So when Ken says, I had a feeling that you would get into yard sale flipping. So if you get into yard sale flipping.
Yes, if you get into yard sale flipping, you are becoming interested in yard sale flipping. So Ken has probably been looking at Brandy from afar and saying, it seems like she's enjoying this. It seems like she's getting into yard sale flipping.
Okay, so Cameron, there is that expression to be into. So she's into something, which means that you really enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between be into something or to get into something?
It's the stage in the process that we're talking about. So to be into something means I already like it.
Already.
I am completely and passionately involved in something. To get into something is the beginning of the process. It's the difference between I am in the pool and I am getting in the pool.
Yes. That's
where,
right.
One is I'm getting into means I'm stepping little by little into it. But if you're
in the pool.
Yeah, if you're up to your neck in water, you are in
the pool. Very good. Thank you for that distinction. And so, Brandy's been following Ken around and like, oh, this is interesting. And what does Brandy say?
Let's face it, it's a lot of fun searching for treasures.
Okay. It almost seems like a pattern.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, first of all, what is it?
So, it is just the truth or the current situation,
Right.
And so when you say to face it, this face here is talking about the direction you're looking. So let's look at the truth, essentially.
Right.
Look at reality.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But we often say this entire phrase, let's face it, to mean, I'm just going to speak honestly. This is the truth. And then you're giving whatever the reality is.
Right. So this expression, to face it, actually is often used with this word, let's. So it's kind of like, let's face it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That's basically what you're saying.
Right.
Okay? It's a lot of fun searching for treasures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brandy's saying, this is the truth.
It's fun.
I like looking for treasures.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And Ken says, if you're ready to jump in with both feet, you need to open a few online auction accounts and set aside some cash. Okay, so Brandy has said,
Yes.
oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to do yard sale flipping. And then Ken says, if you're ready to jump in with both feet, jump in with both feet. Where are we jumping into?
You're jumping into the activity, but the image is like you are jumping into a swimming pool. There are different ways to get in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
You can dive in.
Right.
You can jump in with both feet.
Right.
Or you could just Slowly walk in, right?
Right.
But we now use this phrase to jump in with both feet. I mean, to start an activity or especially start a hobby very enthusiastically.
Right.
You're not just kind of like, oh, I'll try a
Testing
little
it.
bit.
Yeah,
You're like, no,
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, you would be kind of testing your feet in the water. In this case, you're just diving right in.
Right, right.
So he says you need to open a few online auction accounts.
Yeah.
So online auction is our power vocab today.
So these are the websites where you are often selling used items, but they can be new.
Yeah.
But the people who want to buy the item auction for it. They bid.
Right.
And then slowly the price increases until the time limit is out or no one else wants to buy it.
Right, right. And so, and you need to set aside some cash, which is basically saying you need to have cash.
Yeah, you need extra money for whenever you want to buy something.
That's right. And Brandy says what?
This is exciting. Will you help me set everything up tonight?
Yeah, sure. Come over after work. So it seems that Brandy has been following Ken around, and now she, too, wants to start her yard sale flipping thing.
Yeah.
You know, listen, if you have time, you know, there are a lot of these sort of like online used, stores, buy, sell things.
Yes.
You could end up buying something or seeing something.
Yeah. I mean, my sister does this, and she absolutely loves it.
Really?
Yeah.
What? May I ask what it is?
So she just buys like clothes or different collectibles and things that she knows people want, and then she resells them.
Wow. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
I know this might not surprise you, but I'm ready to do what you do.
I had a feeling that you would get into yard sale flipping after following me around.
Let's face it, it's a lot of fun searching for treasures.
If you're ready to jump in with both feet, you need to open a few online auction accounts and set aside some cash.
This is exciting. Will you help me set everything up tonight?
Sure. Come over after work.
It's time for Power Note. Let's do a quick review. If you get into something, it means to become interested in something or be passionate or enthusiastic about something. When did you get into bird watching?
As a kid, my father got me a book about the birds of our region.
Now, here's an interesting question. So when did you get into bird watching is saying, when did you start liking bird watching?
Yes.
Like, when did you start it? Right? Because next, he says, as a kid, my father got me a book about the birds of our region. So when you're speaking about the past and you still enjoy bird watching, but like, hey, when did you start? When did you get into it? Yeah. I got into soccer when I was 6 because my brother played on the high school team. So he's playing soccer still. When did you get into it?
Right. So, yeah, these are both instances where, they're young and they watch someone else, and so they started enjoying it too.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you got into as a child that maybe you still do?
Yeah.
Or stopped?
Or that I stopped? Well, I didn't really participate in a lot of extracurricular activities as a child.
Yeah.
So, I got into singing, I guess you can say.
Oh, when did you get into singing?
Singing? Well, that was when I was in junior high school, even in college.
Was there something that got you into it? Was there a reason you got into it?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I remember watching The Sound of Music as a little kid and just singing to that all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. How about you, Cameron?
Well, I guess at a similar time, when I was in 8th grade, I got into theater, like acting.
You did?
Yeah. I didn't have any interest.
What?
But I had a friend who was auditioning and asked me to come along.
Wow.
And then it was fun. So
was
that's
fun?
how I got into theater.
And you still like it?
Yeah. I was Charlie Brown in the play. It was a Charlie Brown musical.
Oh,
And I was Charlie
you were
Brown.
the main character,
I
Charlie Brown?
I had a yellow shirt.
Uh-huh.
I was sad the entire play. You know Charlie Brown, he's sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that got
so
me
cute.
into acting. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you not only sing, but you can act.
Oh, well, both of those, I don't know how well, but I do enjoy them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Our second expression, face it, means, come on, let us admit to the truth.
Yeah.
Let's recognize the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look like the guy in the action movie.
It's not going to happen. You're going to have to face it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when a friend tells you, listen,
Yeah.
sorry, you can't sing.
Mm.
You can't become a singer.
Yeah.
Let's face it. You can't really
Yeah,
sing.
you face it.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Or, let's face it, you're a little too short
Mm-hmm.
for, this particular, sport.
Yeah.
Like basketball,
Mhm.
right? Mm-hmm.
Right.
I had to face it. Tanya was never getting back together with me.
Mm.
Okay. So what does that mean?
This means there's a reality that Tanya doesn't like him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to deny it, but 칙시해야 or even better in Korean,
what?
직면.
Uh-huh.
Because the myeon is face.
Mhm.
So it's literally the same meaning.
Right.
To face the reality
That's right.
of something often that you don't want to admit.
Yes, I think that's very important. Something that you don't want to accept or admit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're in denial. You're
Yes.
just denying the whole thing.
No, it's not true.
That's right. And usually a close friend will come and say, let's face it.
Let's face it.
This is the truth, and you need to accept it.
Yes.
Okay. So, of course, sometimes we don't want to face things. Oftentimes we don't. Let's give one more example with this expression.
So we could say something like, let's face it, you didn't get into Harvard.
How do you know?
Yeah, Harvard always sends their acceptance letters, and you haven't received one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, stop waiting. Let's face it.
No, but I feel like
No,
I still have a little hope.
let's face it, you're not a good student.
My 2.3 GPA was not enough.
Let's face it, you weren't good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, how sad. I think so. Here's my other question. With this expression, you definitely have people who are close to you
Yeah.
who would say this to you because you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
Would you, in a business context, let's just give one more example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
At a
face it.
meeting.
Let's
Yeah.
face it. This new project failed. Let's face it. Our new product is not selling like we want it to.
Let's face it, this is not selling at all.
Let's face it. We need to kick out the CEO.
Let's face it, the design is terrible.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a great little tool to say, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do have to be careful. It is something. It's very direct.
It is.
So I don't know if I would say it to my boss.
No, not to
But
them.
a boss might say it to someone underneath them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so do be careful. Now, if you jump in with both feet, you start something very quickly, very enthusiastically, and no hesitation. You just jump right in. I can't believe Tom is running a marathon.
Well, when Janet asked him to run with her, he jumped in with both feet.
Yeah. He's never run a marathon before. And Janet's like, hey, you want to run the 10K? And he's like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if... I've ran 10Ks. I don't know if I could run a marathon.
Oh, never.
A marathon is what? 42.3?
Yeah.
42.7?
I couldn't even do 5K.
It's so many...
Oh, gosh.
It's a lot.
Oh, dear. Before you jump in with both feet, you should look at the costs involved. So the action of jumping in does feel like not only are you enthusiastic about it, but sometimes you don't really think about it too much. You just kind of do it.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful.
Right. Like one of our listeners on Evening Special, they said they jumped into camping with both feet.
Yeah.
They bought all the camping equipment.
Yes.
And they only went once.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
starting
what
out
happens.
enthusiastically is good.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's good to start a little slowly.
Slower, yeah.
And see if the activity really fits you and your personality.
All right. Our power pattern today is I had a feeling.
Yes.
So what is this?
It means like, I sensed this. I thought this.
I had a feeling I would be seeing you again.
I had a feeling that this would happen.
Yeah.
You don't know why.
Yeah, but you just
kind of
felt
knew.
it. Yeah, you just knew. Like, I had a feeling that they would break up. You saw something before and you just knew it.
You just knew.
And then finally they broke up.
Yeah.
Online auction is our power vocab on page 156. So do check out the definition there. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 취업과 승진을 위한